Okay, hello everyone. Karibuni sana kwenye hii segment ingine ya insights into business, lakini leo tunaongea business and health with Irene Ogong'o. Msimwite Ogong'o. Irene, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
We will start by you just introducing yourself and telling us a bit more about yourself.
All right. Yes, amesema msiniite Ogong'o.
Yes.
Hapo kuna kuanga na shida ya matamshi.
Yes.
Anyway, my name is Irene Ogong'o.
Yeah.
I am a mom. I have 3 kids.
Yes.
I am a nurse.
Yes.
I love cooking.
Yes.
Is that something we need to talk about?
We need to talk about everything because
because in my other life,
yes,
nurse by day, cook
yes,
by night.
100%.
Ndo mimi hapa.
Kama mimi therapist by day, cook by always. Daytime nini, mtu akitaka nini omena kwenye samaki, kwenye samosas nini, hata bajia ukitaka sema tutaleta.
Bas.
Yes.
Oh, and the other thing that I love doing is exercise, weightlifting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, then
we share a lot in common.
We do, apparently.
I don't even understand how we haven't met before. But it's really good to have you in the studio today.
Thank you.
And I'm actually really looking forward to this one because I feel like you have a lot to offer in terms of not just the things you do, but the person who you are, your views of life, you know. I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited to be here too. When I heard about the show, I said, okay, this is a good platform to go and continue to champion the things that I'm very passionate about.
And talking about the things that you're passionate about, can you please tell us about the organization that what we're talking about today?
Okay.
Yeah.
So allow me to go back a bit
100%.
So that I can be able to build up to why I'm here today.
Yes, go for it.
So as I said before, I am a nurse.
Yes.
And my role has developed quite a lot.
Yes.
I graduated with a degree in nursing.
Yes.
But by design, nowadays I don't say it's by default. Before I used to think it's by default.
Yes.
I ended up being a quality improvement specialist.
Okay.
So my core work is I help healthcare facilities to improve their standards so that they give patients the best care possible within their capacity. Okay. So that has enabled me to work in quite a number of countries in Africa. Okay. I've been to Sierra Leone, Liberia, Rwanda, Kenya. I've worked with a few people in Malawi and Ghana. Yes. And my core people that I work with are nurses. Okay. Because whether we think about it as an afterthought or it's something we never really look at, nurses form the largest part of the healthcare system in 100%. Terms of healthcare resources.
That's it, yeah.
And until they're empowered, until they feel like I got this, there's always going to be a vicious cycle that we keep going around. Yes. And when you go to health centers outside of the busy city, for example, Nairobi. Yes. When you go to places like Garissa, Sijuwapi, Uko Ushago, you will find health centers. Yes. And in those health centers, the core work resource there is nurses. Nurses, yes. And they need to be empowered. Yes. So all my work has been around that. Yes. Then fast forward, as I worked with nurses, I realized that it's not only them who have to bring their game, their A game to the show. Yes. There's the other person who's receiving care. Yes. The patient. Yes. And half the time it's like when I'm coming to see the doctor, I'm just coming. I'm at your mercy. Yes. Do with me
it's
what
like I don't
may.
have rights. It's like I'm your experiment.
Yes. Like
I am your carpet, as Shifira says. Walk on me.
Walk on me.
Step on me.
Do anything you want to do.
Yes.
All I have to tell you is my problems. You will fix them, whichever way you feel. Yes. And I realized that even if I champion quality improvement from today to 50 years from today, if I don't empower the patient as well, we are never going to get there.
If they don't know they have rights.
Yes. We are never going to get there. Yes. Because there's always going to be something that is falling short in that equation. Yes. Yes.
So is that so what did you decide to do about that?
So when I realized that had to happen, I first started Facebook community. It's called the Patient's Voice Kenya. Okay. And in that community, I offer patient education.
Yeah.
And, we discuss matters, hospitalization, admission, discharge, choosing doctors.
Yes.
What are our rights?
Yes.
How do we prevent illness?
Yes.
And not, just be walking right into it and then having to deal with curing it.
So being proactive rather than being reactive.
Yes.
Yes.
And if it happens, then how do you react in an intentional way?
Yes.
And not just throw yourself at the health system and be like, oh, okay, I am sick, do with me what you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's when we started the Patient's Voice Kenya.
Okay.
And then from there, now we have a page. It's called the Patient Support Services Africa.
Okay.
And the page is really to speak to this gap that we have seen.
Yeah.
And we are trying to deal with clients who are trying to not be frustrated by the healthcare system, who want to save time, who want to save money, and we help you to make the right choices for doctors and any other healthcare service. We give you education about if you're going for surgery, if you're post-surgery, what happens. We give you the platform to ask questions. So one of the things that has happened a lot is people go to see healthcare practitioners. After they finish, they take pictures and send to their relatives who are healthcare workers. Sasa, there's this group that don't have relatives who are healthcare workers. And they still feel lost. So this page, this service that we're offering gives you the opportunity to be able to get that support that you need, to get that guidance and advice so that you can make the right choices in our very complex healthcare system.
It's almost like, as you say, well, what I hear is a lot of people feel I'm not well. They go to the doctor, but because they feel like the doctor knows more than me, I'm a therapist, so I get this. People will go to a physio or to the doctor and then come say to me, oh, my physio told me X and A, B, C, D, F, G, H. I'm like, yeah, why didn't you come see me so I could assess you instead of coming to ask me questions post you seeing another professional? If you've seen that professional, then obviously you feel like that's the best person for you. If you feel like that's not the best person for you, then would you like me to advise you on where to go to next? Is that the gap that you're bridging?
Yes, so that's the gap that we are bridging. Of course, we have a few nurses who are practitioners who then offer healthcare services. I am not offering healthcare services. I am offering you the option to decide how you fit into the healthcare system. To decide, to make decisions, the right decisions about hospitals, doctors, services. But I'm not offering the healthcare service
So basically, what you're doing is, instead of someone, like at the moment, what happens is, people will waste a lot of money, number one, maybe going to the wrong place. So basically, I'm not sure, I have a problem, but I'm not sure where to go. So I go to one person who probably doesn't then signpost me to the right place. So I waste a lot of time, and this is what I'm getting. You waste a lot of time in the system, whereas if they come to someone like you, you can say, okay, here's your problem. The best course of action would be to go see this doctor because they are a specialist in this. Whether you want to see a gynecologist, an oncologist, a physio, wherever you need to go. So you will signpost them there. You cut them that process of being pushed from pillar to post because they have insurance and it costs money to run that insurance. So this one atakula yake, huu mwingine akula yake, mwingine akula yake. Before afike to the right place, they've already spent a lot. And maybe they're reaching almost the limit of the insurance. So therefore, you save them money by, number one, you save them time by saying, this is where you need to be. You save them money by going to the right place. So therefore, avoiding these other processes that didn't really need to take part. No? Am I understanding it right?
That is exactly what's happening. So the reason why I'm best placed to do this is because I come with a background of quality improvement. It means that I know the hospitals that have the right standards. I know the doctors that have the right outcomes. Outcome means that when a patient goes to see them, they leave there feeling happy, satisfied, and they are healed. Not those things for I went to see a doctor and when you leave you're thinking, I have all these questions.
Yes.
But who do I ask? Because you feel like I can't talk to this doctor.
Yes.
I need to find somebody else to talk to.
Yes.
And because I have that experience, I am able to guide you to the right person based on your needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do people then get in touch with you?
So there's the Facebook page, Patient Support Services Africa.
Yeah.
You could also call me.
Yes.
I can give my number.
Okay, so what we'll do is at the end of this, Irene is going to give us all the options that people can use to get in touch. And at the on the bio for this video, we will have all those. So please, guys, look at the bio, and you can see all the ways of getting in touch. And there will be also all the handles and all of that, the social media handles, and how to get to you guys. Yes.
Yeah.
So you said there's Facebook, there's calling.
Yeah, we have Instagram.
Insta. Yeah.
We have a scheduling system in case you don't want to call just now, you want to book an appointment.
Yes.
And we can be able to
So where is your booking system? Is it online?
It's
or
online,
do they have to call?
so we'll also just share it.
Okay, so we'll share that link for booking.
Yeah.
And guys, if you have any questions, this is going to air in a couple of weeks. So if you have any questions, you're going to be able to answer them.
Yes.
So they can either get in touch via your page.
Yes.
Is there an email address maybe?
Yes, there's an email address.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll put everything there.
That's it. So there are very many ways of getting in touch.
Yeah.
So when you started this, what were your aims? What were your goals? What were your goals when you started this?
So the reason I started it is on a given week, I get no less than 4 calls from different people.
That's every other day.
Yes. And there's always a common factor. I am looking for guidance.
Yes.
I'm looking for advice. I have questions to ask.
Yes.
But I don't know who to ask. Because you're a healthcare practitioner, I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
So that is the basis that started. And also because as nurses, if you didn't know that one of our roles as nurses is to advocate for the patient. So there are 2 roles actually.
Yes.
Advocate for the patient.
Yes.
And give patient education.
Okay.
But now, fast forward with everything else that's going on.
Yes.
There's a lot of understaffing, and so nurses don't have time.
Yes.
To do this.
And this is all over the world because I've lived in the UK, and this is a common theme where nurses are the ones who carry the vast weight of the hospitals, of the healthcare system, of maybe maternity, post maternity visits, and all these midwives following up and all this stuff. And as you say, in the remote areas, it's mainly the nurses who are left manning these clinics.
It is.
Yeah.
And as much as they would want to be able to do all these things, please don't think that they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
They would love to do it. But because of the circumstances within which they find themselves, it's difficult to do it.
Yeah.
I am one nurse, I have 40 patients.
Yes.
I can't, and all of them have different needs.
Yes.
I am not able to educate each and every one of them and give them medication and do all the nursing things I should.
You're overwhelmed.
I am overwhelmed.
Yes.
And so a patient will leave without having the basic information.
Yes.
Just the other week, I had a first-time mom call me and she said, okay, I left the hospital. I won't say the name of the hospital. I left the hospital. I'm a new mom. I have a CS car.
Yeah.
When am I supposed to bathe? Should I not bathe until it heals?
Oh, wow.
As basic as
that.
As basic as that.
Wow.
And I said, didn't you get any kind of education while you were...
Yes.
Didn't a nurse sit in with you and talk and all that?
Yes.
Like, no. They just gave me my medication and said I should go home.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, so when are you supposed to go back for review?
Yes.
And she said 6 weeks when I'm taking my baby for...
Yes, for the 6-week check.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And from there, every single day, okay, so I'm not getting any breast milk. What should I do? What food should I eat?
Yes.
My baby is crying at night.
Yes.
And this and that and that.
Yes.
I may not be a complete expert in matters maternity.
Yes,
you know?
Like midwifery.
Yes, midwifery.
Yes.
But I do have the basics that come with it.
Yes.
And I'm able to educate the patient based on that.
Yes.
And that, if that's not a driving factor, then I wouldn't know what is. I just want to have a platform where everybody knows if I have a question, I can ask in this platform and I will get the right answers, or I'll be directed to the right people to ask.
Yes.
So that we don't have all this, the common one on Facebook.
Yes.
Mtoto wangu amekataa kunyonya, ama mtoto wangu analia usiku.
Yes.
All the comments that come there.
Yes.
Give your baby this, give your baby that. Mpeleke huku, mpeleke kule. Mfanye hivi, mfanye vile.
Yes.
But all these answers are from people who are talking about the one baby they took care of.
That's it.
Or the two babies they took care of. Even if
they have 10 babies.
They are, all babies have different needs. All babies are unique.
Yes.
And these people are not, some of them will be healthcare practitioners, yes, but they may not identify themselves as that. And so you get to choose the advice that you feel like, this is the one I can.
But even if they are healthcare practitioners, if you haven't seen this baby, if you haven't assessed the baby, if you haven't, like a doctor cannot prescribe by you calling and telling them your symptoms.
No.
In most cases, they have to see you. They have to check certain things, you know, and it's the same as the baby. My mother, I'm now 42 years old. My mother did not realize that I was tongue-tied until this year. I told her that I was tongue-tied. My mother thought I was a difficult child who did not want to breastfeed.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
And it's things like that. Yes. It's as simple as, listen, if you feel that you are not getting the right care where you are, you have options. So therefore, we would advise you to go to a certain clinic to go get your baby checked instead of going to the opinion polls of Facebook. Isn't it? Isn't that what you're trying to help patients
That's what I'm trying to help patients to do. And funny you should say that, because as it is in the African society, well, I think all over the world, we have this more reactive approach when it comes to healthcare and not proactive.
Yes.
And so we keep waiting for when the bad things happen, and then that's when we want to make all these choices.
Yeah.
Last week on the 17th, it was a patient safety day.
Yes.
And you know what the theme was?
Yes.
It was safe worker, safe patient.
100%.
If you as the patient still can't take responsibility, you can't empower yourself with information, the healthcare system is broken all over the world, especially now after COVID. Everybody knows that very few healthcare systems are working.
Maybe the Norwegian one, Scandinavian countries, maybe. You know, I know, but apart from that, I mean, even America, you know, people look at America and they think these people have it sorted. I think COVID ilikuja ikatuonesha mazee, si tunafikia tuko pabaya. Wase, number one, musema, these people have Trump.
Okay.
You know, it's true. You know, they have Trump. And these guys, nakwambia, in America, you can die hivi. Unafikiri sisi hapa hivi ati Kenyatta sijui mnanyanyaswa sijui nini. You die like this because you don't have insurance.
Yeah.
Afadhali sisi bado tuko na some kind of fallback. It's not perfect, but we're still kind of holding on to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you guys are trying to do is trying to empower the patient to know that they have A, rights, B, choices, and
we are to break it down.
Yes.
We are just trying to say, sisi tunajua shimo iko wapi.
Na
tunataka kukusaidia usiingie kwa hiyo shimo. Because we come with experience. From working there, from schooling, from all that. Tunajua hapa kuna shimo, pale kuna shimo. Tunataka tu kukusaidia usikanyage hiyo shimo. Usiingie huko ndani. Meanwhile, kuna story ya do. Kuna story ya time. Your peace of mind comes first.
100%.
Every time people want to go to the hospital, kwanza wanaendanga hosi wanachukua day off. I mean, job. Because it's going to be a whole day affair. Why? Why? Because you have all these things you have to decide. You don't have the options. You don't have the choices. it's based on either your experience or the experience of somebody else who has told you,
exactly,
go and see Dr. So-and-so who is doing ABCD.
Yes.
I could be the one person from that doctor who had a good outcome.
Ah, that's true.
Kama uko na patients 100.
Yes.
Tuseme we ni daktari, uko na patients 100.
Mimi ni daktari wa misuli.
Oh, by the way, daktari wa misuli. Aya. Uko na patients 100.
Yes.
Out of 100, watano ndio walitoka wakijua
so that's a
daktari alinisaidia.
5%
Thank
success
you.
rate.
Alafu hao wengine 95 hata wameshasahau story yako, hata hawataki kujua. But because only one of those 5 said, and uone daktari nani atakusort, you'll go there.
And also because you have nowhere. I think what you're doing is so important, because it gives people almost like, you know, the other day I was watching something on TV, and it made me very upset. It was a program that was teaching people about physics. It made me upset because I failed physics so badly it wasn't even put on my leaving certificate.
I dropped it like a hot potato.
I didn't have that option. So, mimi nikaona hapa hivi, maze physics. Where was I going with this? What did you say?
I said, because you can see 100 patients and have only 5% success rate, and only one of them is going to give feedback. And then you want to use that one person as feedback to go ahead.
Oh, I know where I was going with this. So, they were talking about Boyle's law, sijui Charles's law, sijui nini, sijui SI unit of what. Now, when you said that, it taught me, it reminded me. You see, everything happens for a reason. You're going to be the SI unit. You're going to create an SI unit. You're going, before people calculate all the others, they need to know, where is this thing, how is this thing being calculated? How is this doctor? How does he measure according to the other doctors?
Does the doctor even take statistics?
Exactly.
Does he want to understand the patient akitoka hapa?
Exactly.
Akienda home?
Do they care about the patient outcomes?
Exactly.
Yes.
And if they do, let them show you.
Yes.
Ziko wapi? Kama hana, it means hata yeye hana shughuli.
Duka
umekuja, amekuona,
umempatia pesa yake.
Pale,
exactly.
We chomoka.
That's it. Yeah. It's like treating by numbers. You know, like being a doctor, being a nurse, being a teacher, these were noble professions in the olden days. These were callings, so to speak. Nowadays, people go into these things as, it's almost like, I'm a doctor, so you must respect me. You know what I mean? So it's like ni kama mtu anajigamba kwa sababu yeye ni daktari, yeye ni nurse, yeye ni teacher. You know what I mean? Instead of it being about helping people, like you're a nurse, you've identified a gap where patients are being failed. So you didn't sit back and say that our health system is broken. You have created a solution. And we want more people like you in our society. You know, people who are solution-based, rather than people who go around saying, hey, muliona ile kitu ya Pumwani, hey, muliona ile kitu ya Kenyatta, hey, mulisikia sijui nini. You know what I mean? Gossiping, you know.
And when you talk about it, think about, let's take a step back. When's the last time uliona hosi hapa Kenya? Wait, even in Africa, let me be daring enough to say that. Where did you see a hospital that advertised their services and put numbers instead of state-of-the-art rooms?
100%.
To tell you, we have a state-of-the-art lobby where you can sit and wait. Or we have a state-of-the-art carpet floor, wall-to-wall carpet.
Our maternity unit now has
a new delivery bed.
Exactly.
When's the last time you saw any hospital? Even if they don't mention it, when you go, they post it on their walls and say, this year we've had 10 surgeries. Out of the 10, 5 women came back with infection, and we treated it, and now this is the result. How many? None. How many? That is the information that we are going to use to help you to make your decisions.
So basically, what you're saying is, you're going to look at finding these statistics. And finding the statistics that the people who most care about the care that they give. The people who don't care, you will then say, listen, it's your choice to go there.
Yeah.
However,
they don't.
Number one, they don't share their outcomes.
No.
Yeah?
Yes. So
Number two, anecdotally, we know that people are dissatisfied with their service.
Yes.
We cannot give you numbers, but anecdotally, the number of patients that we deal with, for those who people don't know what anecdotally is, because anecdotally
means for the next time.
Yes, for basically, for a number of people, for every 100 people we see, 50 of them say that they wouldn't use those people again.
Yeah.
So it's your choice. They have a 50% approval rate, or say they have a 20% approval rate, because 80% of the patients say they would never go back, not even if they are passed out.
Yes.
And they're nearly dying and they don't know where they're being taken, would they go back to that place?
And now we are saying,
yes,
even at that time when you have passed out,
yes,
you have a way you can be able to be taken to where you would choose.
Yes.
Because we shall empower you,
yes,
to be ready for that day.
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, if somebody is found somewhere passed out or in an accident, you can say, okay, fine, they will have maybe a document on
yes,
them that says, take me to X amount. Now, even if I land in such and such a place, please take me to my doctor book. Oh, let me see that. All my medical records in one place.
Yeah.
Oh, so somebody would travel, say, with this.
So there's the hard copy one.
Yes.
But there's also a soft copy.
Oh, that would be in maybe their mobile phone.
In your phone.
Yes.
And also because it is the right thing for
yes,
you to have your next of kin
yes,
have a bit of your record.
Yes.
So that they can be able to execute in the event that you can't do it by yourself.
Oh my God, guys! You see, I'm in the wellness profession and kind of mini Dr. Misuli. This right here has made me very excited. I wear what is Our producer has told me that he's not being seen on camera. Yes, Mr. Producer 001, Mr. Roy himself. Hiya, guys. So this right here, the ndani yake sitaonesha kwa sababu kuna Wakenya wanapendanga kukopi tu, lakini ndaonesha kidogo. It's really exciting me. I'm honestly this is some good stuff right here.
So yeah.
So what made you think about
what made me
this?
come up with this book? Oh yeah, it's very cute. I can show you the first page.
Yeah.
It's not your typical medical record.
It's nice. It's something that a nurse wants to read. Okay, sorry, nurses. I have foot in mouth disease.
So what made me come up with this book is because I want to empower you as a patient.
Yes.
And one of the biggest problems we have.
Yes.
And I'm sorry to say this.
Yes.
Hata mimi niko na hiyo shida.
Yes.
When we go to see the doctor.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was having 6 months ago. I had a baby.
Yes. Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I was being asked, ati mtoto alizaliwa, firstborn alizaliwa which year?
Yes.
Which month?
Yes.
How many kilos did the baby weigh?
Yeah.
What was the score? I'm like, hey.
The AGPA score.
Sasa nikiwa na watoto watano, can I remember all this?
I know.
I can't.
Yes.
Then I'm thinking, somebody who has a chronic illness, tuseme diabetes.
Yes.
Aki umeenda hosi maraka zote.
Yes.
Every time you go, there's information.
Yes.
There's information.
Yes.
Makaratasi. All women, you know, we can do a handbag challenge.
Yes.
Let's pull out all our things and see how we'll find a lab request, a pharmacy prescription, sijui nini, hizo vitu zote hapo ndani.
Yes.
That is how all these things disappear.
Yes, that is so true.
Or, God forbid, and I don't pray for anybody to have this, but if you have more than one condition,
yes,
say I'm dealing with diabetes, hypertension,
yes,
kidney disease.
That's it.
I have 3 different doctors.
Yes.
They have 3 different ways they're managing me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you keep track of all that?
Yes.
So that when I go to Dr. B,
yes,
ule daktari aliniandikia dawa ya red.
Hiyo
dawa sikumbuki. Bas. That is how this came up.
Aliniambia nisikule nyama. Kwa nini uliambiwa usikule nyama? Ni kama
because we are not expected to remember all these things.
100%.
But we are expected to be able to give this history to the doctor or whoever who is seeing you, because it helps to decide what they're going to do for you.
That's it. Yeah, especially with medication, because as you say, most people who, and this is a lot of people and it's growing, people who suffer from diabetes, hypertension, you find that they have other conditions.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because these are core things, something like diabetes eats you from the inside.
Yeah.
Something like high blood pressure, it affects more things than just your heart.
Yeah.
It's something that affects your veins, it affects everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eyesight sometimes with diabetes, things like that. You know what I mean?
Diabetes affects everything from your tip upper all the way to your toes.
Exactly.
Everything.
That's it. So it's like when and it presents differently. Yes, the what it does to your body is the same, but it will affect you differently. So, and this is why sometimes when people see me as a therapist, yeah? Mimi ni daktari wa misuli ni wa bones. Mimi si daktari, by the way. I'm a therapist. So, when people come to me and they say to me, I have something like chronic fatigue, and I ask them, how does it affect you? You see, because the reason why diseases have many symptoms is because not all these symptoms will present in the same person in the same way.
In the same way.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we ask, how does it affect you? That's the kind of thing that book would say to somebody.
Yeah.
So yes, this person has diabetes, but how does it affect them?
Yeah.
This person has hypertension, but
how does it affect?
So then your care becomes customized.
Yeah. So
rather than just being treated as another number, as another patient with a condition.
So you see, it has a part where you track your symptoms.
See?
So
we're on the same track.
Yeah. We're on the same. So every time I have this visit,
yes,
I'll keep writing, leo nimesikia.
Yes.
Leo nimesikia. So by the time unaenda kwa daktari,
yes,
so anakuuliza, ati umekuwa ukiumwa mguu how many days?
Yes. Naona ni kama ni 2 weeks.
Meanwhile, if you say 2 weeks, it's chronic. If you say 5 days, it's not chronic.
Exactly.
It has different meanings.
That's it.
So if you keep tracking it, then it's exact. So you can tell the doctor,
yes, this
is my book.
Yes.
This is how many times I have felt this.
Yes.
For example, cough.
Yes.
If you cough for 1 week,
yes,
you can say it's a bacterial infection.
Yes. Yes.
If the cough goes above 2 weeks, tunaanza kufikiria TB.
Yes, exactly.
Unaona, it's different.
That's it. And the tracking your symptoms can be the difference between that being viewed as a chronic, or as an acute.
And the way they manage it is different.
Very different.
And even the way they will send you for those diagnostic examinations is different.
Yes.
And I know that everybody is trying to save, to use their money the best way. It's not really to save money, but to use their money the best way.
100%.
And if you give your history the right way, if you give all of it, it will save you money. The reason why the doctors and the other people send you for all these diagnostics, then you think there are too many, is because your history is scanty.
Yeah.
And they're wondering, could it be this?
That's
could it be that?
They have to eliminate
so many things.
Yes.
So your history matters.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how the book came up.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm really impressed with that book, by the way. I want one. So I'm one of those people who, and I won't call it luck. I was about to say I'm one of those people who's lucky to not be ill. But I really take care of myself. I really, honestly, I exercise. I eat healthy. I'm not saying that I don't have a pizza, but maybe once a month instead of every day. Someone came here. I'm a wellness coach as well. So I deal with weight management, not just weight loss, but weight gain, because some people don't eat enough to be healthy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So they might be thin because they want to be thin, but you can see that their tissues are dying because they're not giving their bodies the enough nutrition. So somebody like that might need meal replacements and stuff like this just to be healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I deal with all of that. And to see something like that, for somebody like me who's fortunate enough to be able to see the fruits of my labor, because there are some people who eat healthy, who do all these things, but they are also disadvantaged to have a weak immune system.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not everyone is born with a robust immune system.
Yes.
So some people, even from the get-go, they are already disadvantaged and they have to work so much harder. It's like building muscle.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm quite fortunate. Like, sijainua chuma for a while, but you can still see, you know. Yeah, it's true. I'm quite fortunate because I build muscle for fun.
Yeah.
But I also get fat for fun. Like, seriously, 1 week of bad eating, you will see it. You know what I mean?
Shoulder ilileta shida. I'm building back up again.
Exactly. And I've also had an injury. If you notice, my knee is elevated here because I have a long-standing injury. So, but those are things that we deal with and we move on with life and we keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as I said, you know, like for people like that, for people who need to track these things, it's so important. You know,
everybody needs to track their medical records.
100%.
You know why? Because sickness ile ya kunoki na kwambia mse next week kuna vile na kama. None, we don't know. And also, and knock on wood,
yes,
accidents happen.
100%.
And imagine, so for example, when I was going for my antenatal care, they took my blood and they wanted to do blood grouping.
Yes.
And they did it.
Yes.
And then the result came. And then the doctor said, oh, by the way, you are O negative.
Yes.
So we need to plan ahead.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, I'm not O negative.
Yes.
I said, no, your results say you're O negative.
Yes.
I said, no. I've been here before.
Yes.
I have my records in your system.
Yes.
Check again.
Yes.
I am not O negative.
Yes.
And when they checked my records for when I had my son in the same hospital, it said O positive.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, wait, what is it?
They could have killed you, you know?
Thank you. Imagine if I go there and I am unconscious.
Yes.
And I don't have any record with me.
Or anyone to
anyone.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they give me O negative blood.
Yeah.
When I know it's O positive. Oh, by the way, do you know your blood group?
Yes. It's so important.
Those are the things. Your blood group, your sugar level, your pressure.
Yeah. Are you selling this book?
Oh yeah, this is for sale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you selling it?
It's on the Facebook page.
Okay. So can people order it? And
yes,
then
you can
order. How does it get delivered?
You can choose to pick it from us at the CBD, or we can send it to you. Of course, delivery fee will apply.
Yeah.
The book is 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, honestly, like that book, it will, I promise you, be worth its weight in gold if you use it the way it's designed to be used. I would say, as somebody who I haven't. Most of my injuries have been from sport and giving birth. So, which is just a very traumatic injury on its own, you know.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, something like that, and especially in a country like Kenya where we don't have like in the UK now, they've done something very clever. The whole health system is on one platform.
Online.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if I was in London, and that's where I've been treated mainly.
Yes.
If I go to Manchester and I walk into a hospital, all they need is my name and date of birth. And that will give them all my records. From the day I gave birth to the day I went in for my knee operation to the day I went in for, you see what I mean? But
and
in
it's
a country
integrated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In a country like Kenya where we lack that, I would say, actually, you unaniachia kusema tu kweli. Yeah.
And also, just to add on what she's saying, all of us, whether it's by design or by default, we bring our parents. Unamleta Nairobi ama to the big city kutibiwa. Alafu unamrudisha wapi?
Ushago na ana records.
Ana records. Alafu emergency ina happen. Anapelekwa wapi? The nearest what? Health
clinic.
center.
Hata si.
Alafu huko, because they have no history, they start doing their own things, and then we do what? We lose them.
Yes.
For something that would have been
avoided.
Preventable.
That's it. A book that is worth 1,500. Akiyo Kitabu, I'm very excited. I'm going to get one for, I think, everyone I know.
Yeah. So just, you said something that I think I need to, bring back up. You talked about what essentially we are trying to do is to be able to come up with a platform where you can be able to check for your facility,
yes,
and see how they are performing in terms of the outcomes of the patient,
yes,
in terms of results.
Yes.
Even if things go bad. I'm
yes,
not saying Vitu as it a mess up.
Yes.
It's a healthcare facility, things will go wrong.
Of course.
But we are saying,
yes,
even then, the
yes,
facility should be able to tell you,
yes,
this went wrong,
yes,
this is what we are doing to correct it,
yes,
and when it is corrected,
yes,
it is now corrected.
Yes.
Not all this chini ya maji business.
Yes.
Unajua tu vizuri muliacha makasi kwa tumbo ya mtu.
Yes.
But hiyo kitu chini ya maji. When Irene comes, she will never hear that story.
Yes.
But the sad part is, even for the hospitals,
yes,
you need to beat your chest a bit.
Yes.
I mean, I would be excited to say this, this year,
yes,
we've had 1 million deliveries.
Yes.
So that people can know that based on numbers,
yes,
maze pale ndo msee anafaa kwenda kufanya nini?
Kuza.
Yeah. Ama we've had 50 knee surgeries.
Yes.
Pale ndio mtu anafaa kwenda kufanya nini?
Kufanya surgery. But also, now you've come from an angle of the patients. How are you going to work with the institutions themselves? Because obviously we live in a culture where, number one, it's a blame culture.
Yes.
People are always they're looking for that scapegoat to throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
It wasn't their organization, it was that doctor,
yes,
it was that nurse.
Yes.
When we know that there's a problem, I mean, there are hospitals out here where patients are being sexually abused, or verbally abused,
yeah,
or physically abused, because when a nurse or a doctor doesn't give the proper care, that is abuse of the patient.
It is.
It's abuse of trust, yeah, that the patients put in them. You know what I mean? How are you going to create this? Because you need transparency.
Yes.
You know
what
I mean?
Transparency.
Because without that transparency from the organizations, how are you going to be able to collect this information? And are you going to only recommend those people who give you that transparency?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other part, so I run a business.
Yes. We were going there, so
yeah,
yes, yes.
It's called Nurses in Africa.
Yes.
Oh, you see? It's a Nurses in Africa thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nurses in Africa.
Yes.
And our work is to, again, help hospitals to improve their standards. And so yes, I conduct consultancies.
Yes.
And I'm helping quite a number of hospitals already.
Yes.
To bring up their standards.
Yes.
And part of my coaching is for them to be able to declare results.
Yes.
And start with a small part.
Yes.
Start with maternity.
Yes.
And say we've had this many surgeries.
Yes.
Out of those, 2 came back with infection.
Yes.
And we've done ABCD to make sure the infection never happens.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, what you don't know as a patient is,
yes,
getting that infection is not entirely the hospital's problem.
Yes, of course.
It could also be
your lack of care, your lack of
yes,
following the instructions that you've been
yes,
given
yes,
for self-care.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's not always the hospital to blame, but
yes,
the hospital is going to cover their bases.
Yes.
And really find out.
Yes.
So what happened? How do we improve it?
Exactly.
And how do we give feedback?
Yes.
And display our results.
Yes.
And yes, we'll only work with the ones that then allow us
yes,
to be able to help them to
yes,
be transparent.
Yes.
And also work with them to improve their standards.
That's it.
But this is where you come in as a patient.
Yes.
I mean, if you are told this is hospital A,
yes,
this is hospital B.
Yes.
Hospital A,
yes,
we are dealing with numbers.
Yes.
We've had 100 surgeries.
Yes.
Out of those, we've had 3 that went this way.
Yes.
And we've corrected it ABCD. Or Hospital B.
Yes.
Tuko na TV,
yes,
tuko na carpet, tuko na stairs.
Room yako iko na wifi.
Tuko na wifi. Utaletewa maua na watu wa insurance.
But as soon as pesa yako ishe,
out. Na mse wako akidai, kama uleti pesa hatoki hapo. Bas. So which one will you choose? You'll most likely go with the numbers.
Yes.
So we that's why we're empowering patients.
Yes.
So that it gets to that point, I
yes,
want to go to hospital.
Yes.
Log in. Okay. I have this issue. It looks like these are the hospitals that can work for
yes,
me, or these are the doctors based on these numbers.
Yes.
It's not based on who knows who or
yes,
no.
Yes.
Based on outcomes.
Yes.
What is coming out after all is said and done.
Yes.
And this is also the era where we have a lot of private hospitals coming up that we don't know who
I know. And also
license
you cannot,
them.
Exactly. You cannot even
you
check the doctor's credentials yourself.
No, you can't.
Because nobody walks into a hospital. Exactly. Where? Ulisomea wapi na ulisomea how many years? Alafu nionyeshe certificate yako.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But you guys are in a position where you can verify their credentials.
Yes.
You can verify how many years. You can verify. It's almost like the doctors, if they want to work with patients, will bring you, the doctors who are transparent will say, here's my CV, you can verify.
Yes.
Here are my numbers, you can verify.
You can verify.
But also, do you think that to make this thing successful also, we will need the input of the patients? We will need more people to come in and say, this is the doctor I want to see.
Yes.
This is why I was satisfied. This is a scale. Do you have a certain kind of scale or a certain kind of, maybe a questionnaire that you can say, how satisfied were you? Why were you satisfied? What was the care? What was the aftercare? You know, like what you were saying about the infection thing. If the mother who left the hospital didn't know when to shower, how to shower, whether to put water on her wound,
or not,
is it covered enough so that she was safe to put water on it, or you know what I mean? If the hospitals then looked at this and you said to them, listen, you guys are probably having more infections because you're not giving people adequate information on discharge. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if they followed something like that, then you know these are people who are willing to work towards the end goal. Their end goal is the same as you, which is patient
a happy
care,
patient with good
outcome.
results.
Yeah.
Because my pain as a nurse is every single day. Very rarely you'll find people waking up to celebrate any healthcare system.
Yes.
Or our healthcare system.
Yes.
Very rarely.
Yes.
It happens once in a while.
Yes.
But 95% of the time, it's complaints.
Uh-huh.
I went here, I waited the whole day.
Yes.
Like the other day someone said, I went to see this gynecologist.
Yeah.
My appointment was at 12.
Yeah.
I was seen at 6:30.
In the evening?
In the evening. And then they sent me for a scan. And then they texted me and said, if you're not back by 7, sisi tumeenda. Na wakaenda. It happens. In this Kenya.
Guys, let us stop accepting substandard services, not just in the healthcare, but all through. You know what I mean? And I say this to people all the time. It's your money. Where you choose to take that money is on you.
Yes.
We can't completely blame the healthcare service or those providers, especially those who provide us with private services, because if you're choosing that service, if you're choosing that provider, despite the poor service that you've been given, instead of changing to a place where you're happy to spend your money, where you're treated better, where you feel that these people actually care about what is going to happen to me, then we also have to think about personal responsibility. Part of that personal responsibility is using systems like what Irene is trying to create here, is supporting systems like what Irene is trying to create here. Because by supporting those systems, we not only help ourselves to the best healthcare possible, we also help others to see where the pitfalls are.
Yeah.
Mtu asianguke kwa ile shimo nilianguka.
Apana.
Let us be our brothers and sisters keepers. Let us say that hospital, I wouldn't go there even if I was dying. Nitafufuka kwanza niseme usiende ndio nikufe tena.
But we are also saying after your hospitali ulienda and then things didn't work. The reality is that if all effort is put there,
100%,
they will improve.
Yes.
But if we don't complain, and I remember I had one video and I said, this culture of nilienda pale, I can give feedback, but sipeani feedback.
Yes.
Natoka huko naingia Facebook.
For what?
Wakuje kila mtu akuje andike everything wrong that happened.
Yes.
Imagine all those things if we were all giving feedback at
to
the
those
point
organizations.
of care.
Exactly.
At the point of care.
Yes.
Things would be really different.
Yes.
But because sisi tunataka tu hapana, wacha tutoke hapo.
Yes.
Tuingie hivi Facebook.
Yes.
Tuchome.
Yes. Imesaidia nini?
Na tunachoma and the hospital is still there.
Exactly.
Hospital gani imefungwa?
Hakuna.
Tuanze kuchoma.
Hakuna.
Siziko.
Exactly.
Na si watu wanaenda.
Alafu. Na hata clinic. Na hata huku kwa chemist.
I'm a chemist. Tuanzie hapo hata.
Someone, for me, I remember, and this is very sad because it's not just abuse of patients' trust, but it's child abuse. We used to have a doctor, I went to school in Meru, and we used to have a doctor who, hata ukienda mwambie na mwana macho, atakwambia take off your shirt, anataka kuangalia kifua. Si uongo. Seriously. Huyu daktari hata uende kumwambia niko na boil hapa, atakwambia take off your shirt. Ndio kuangalia hata si ile kuangalia na ile stethoscope hivi. Lazima utoe. You see what I mean? And it's things like that are not normal, and it's the conversations like this that we need to have, because people need to realize that it's wrong.
It is wrong. And also that you have a choice.
Exactly.
And we'll keep saying it. You have a choice. No, just a few years ago, there was a story about some guy who was passing off as a gynecologist.
Yes.
In a very big, very busy clinic.
Yes.
On Thika Road.
Yes.
And he would sedate women.
Yes.
Na jisot.
Yes.
You saw all that.
Yes.
So how do you protect yourself from that? Ama
That's
unaenda tu unasema mimi nimeenda huko kwa healthcare system.
Yes.
Mungu kuja na mimi.
Hata shuka akusaidie.
God helps those who
help themselves. Right. So tell us more about the nurses in Africa.
Nurses in Africa.
Yeah.
So Nurses in Africa is a mentorship and coaching practice.
Okay.
And I have worked with healthcare systems in East Africa and West Africa.
Okay.
My core work, as I say, is to mentor nurses to be able to have the right standards.
Improve standards.
In their facilities.
Yes.
So that it's not always, I'm in the dark.
Yes.
How did this come about? A few years ago, I was working as a nurse in one hospital here in Nairobi.
Yes.
And unfortunately, on the day I was on duty.
Yes.
Okay, so before that, I had been out of the country.
Yes.
Where I learned everything about quality improvement.
Yes.
It was an eye-opener. And then when I came back to Kenya, I tried to find a job that would align to that. Because that became my passion. I couldn't find one.
Yes.
Because that was not in the story in Kenya. Quality, for what? Quantity. So I ended up just taking any job because I needed to pay my bills.
Yes.
So I go to this hospital, I'm working there.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, and I was feeling bitter about this. I don't feel ashamed to talk about it because that's how I had my turning point.
Yes.
So because I was feeling bitter about not being able to use the skills I had and be paid for it, I decided since nobody is willing to pay for those skills, I will shelf them and do what you're asking me to do.
Yes.
So that's what I did.
Yes.
I shelved my quality improvement experience and started delivering my nursing experience. Again, in the dark.
Yes.
Then this day I go to work and we had this staff. She was 40 years old and pregnant. And she had done her night duty and she was going for an elective cesarean section.
Yes.
Elective meaning decide.
It's planned for, it's going to happen on the 12th of September at 9 o'clock in the morning.
You have opted for it.
Yes.
Yes. Ungeza normal, but umeamua. Kuna vile. Plan plus one.
Yeah. So, ama pia ukiangalia saa zingine with electives, you're given your options. You're told as a woman, if you give birth normally, your risks are higher. So therefore, if we give you an elective cesarean, then if you elect to have the cesarean, then your risks of having that baby for you, your outcomes for you and your baby are going to be a lot better. Yeah.
So we say, oh, goodbye, Nini, see you in 30 minutes. Kaingishwa wapi? Theater. Sayo ni asubuhi 7:30. I will never forget. Sasa, wacha tu. Tumesimama tu hapo hata tujana. So in the morning nurses tunapeana report.
Yes.
Hand over.
Yes.
Sasa watu usiku
I used to work in a hospital, you can tell, right? I have the lingo.
Sasa, shortly, tunaona mtu amekuja mbio. And ana shout to adrenaline. Adrenaline, leteni adrenaline. Tunamuuliza kwani kumeendaje? Ati we dema intubetiwa. Kuna pipes zile mtu ingishiwa huko ndani to go directly to your lungs so that you're given some gas ya kulala. Sasa huyu dem alikuwa na try kuingishiwa hiyo tube. Ikakataa. Before they put the tube, normally wanapatenga mtu muscle relaxer. Ndio urelax.
That's it. So you won't fight it.
Una relax hiyo kitu ipite. Sasa ashapewa hiyo relaxer. Sema tube kukataa. Sema lungs hakuna oxygen. Juu sasa hii hakuna nini?
That's true.
Sasa wana try kumamsha. Huko theater hakuna nini? Adrenaline. Walikuwa na moja washatumia, she needs more. Haya, wamekuja kwa ward yetu. Sema sisi kuangalia. The last time we had adrenaline 1 week ago.
Hatuna haikuangaliwa.
Mpana, kuna mtu anaangalia?
Yeah.
Tushughuliki?
Yeah.
Haya. Mbio wapi? Pharmacy. Kufika huko wako na adrenaline. Guess what? Ime expire.
Hey, mimi nampatia tu anyway.
Ime expire.
Yeah.
Haikumsaidia. Okay, long story short.
Yes.
We lost that lady and we lost her baby.
Oh no.
And I had never in my life seen a man cry the way I saw her husband cry.
Wow.
And coil to that neonatal mama yangu kuja unichukue kind of look.
Wow.
And that is the day I decided, Mimi, even if you want to pay me, you don't want to pay me, I am going to start fighting about quality improvement.
Wow.
That is what led me to where I am now with quality improvement. I keep saying, if I had done what I was supposed to do at that time,
which was check everything was okay despite what
or
everyone
teach
else
people
was doing.
that these standards help you to not walk in the dark, and help them to put the standards in place, this is something that would have been avoided. Yeah. And for me, that's a personal responsibility that I took, and that's why I do it regardless. Every training I have attended, this is a story I tell.
Wow.
So what I do is help nurses to not work in the dark, to have standards that help them to empower them within their work area, so that you have the best outcome. Sa zingine, it's not about the job you're doing, it's about your environment. How prepared is it for what you're doing? That's what drives me. That's why nurses in Africa exists.
Wow. Niko karibu kulia lakini sitalia. Professional. I'm not even joking. Like I know, like I laugh a lot and I joke a lot, but you know, like certain things happen in life so that, for example, for you, you had to go through that experience. It's unfortunate, but it was a catalog of errors that led to that point. And I think that sometimes tragedy propels us to meet our destiny, because had that not happened, you'd still be just doing the same old job, and killing your soul daily, like literally coming home and feeling like you might as well be dead because you're not living your passion, you're not living that thing that you have been called to do, you know. So guys, I'm not even going to add on to that, because adding on to that would be nikama kuongeza nini maji kwa uji. I need maji. So what I would say is, Irene Ogong'o, it's been a pleasure having you here. We are hoping that we are going to be able to do this once a week and really help people to realize, number one, those things that we don't realize, like things like diabetes, as you were talking about. I saw on your page also you were talking about the effects of diabetes, high blood pressure, stress, and all those things, and the things that they do to make you more susceptible to things like stroke and stuff like that. So guys, we're going to have this here, a shorter segment. Today was an introduction to Ms. Ogong'o here. No, definitely not. To be fair, like what we've talked about today, I promise you, so many people will find it so useful, and you have so much information, and I will support you in every way, and I hope that people who listen to this will support you in every way, because this goes towards our whole, for it's a public interest thing. You know? And
it's a way to revolutionize the healthcare
100%.
system. When we get empowered as patients, then we start to demand differently from the
compel
healthcare
them
system,
to do better,
and then you compel them to change. And because we can't do it. I can't do it by myself. She can't do it by herself. But if all of us do it, then it becomes the bare minimum. Kwa nini ukienda kununua soda unaitisha koku baridi, ukiwa moto unakataa? Na ukienda kudungwa shindano,
hata juu saa zingine unadungwa nini?
Uko tu. Because you don't know what to ask for. You don't know all that. But we are saying there's a way that you can approach the healthcare system and walk away happy, walk away satisfied.
Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Irene, I would like to say it's been amazing having you here. And please, tupatie parting shot, whether it's about life, whether it's about this, whether it's about just something. Leave us with something to think about.
Something to think about.
Yes.
I have a lot of parting shots.
One.
Only one.
You have 30 seconds.
Whatever you're trying to do, you have to start. Until you start, you're not going anywhere.
Yes.
So start.
The Luos say, Chaka chaka.
Chaka chaka.
Chaka chaka. Just
yes.
Start where you are. Start with what you got.
Yes.
Start, and then the rest will come.
It will fall
You know
place.
what I mean?
Yes.
So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, Miss Irene here will be a regular visitor at our studio here at Galactic Productions.
Yes.
Thank you for those who keep supporting us. And asanteni sana, and see you again soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Irene.
Bye.
Oh, thank you, DJ Roy, producer number 001.
00